Guys, good to have you back here for another Move Mob session. Just finished 16.4, the chipper, deadlifts 55, wall balls 55, row 55 cals, and then 55 handstand push-ups if you can finish that, and all the way through again if you can do that. So we're going to go through our prep, our game time discoveries, our recovery, and our retest considerations. Realistically, for prep, if there's a workout that's come up thus far that needs probably the least amount of prep, it's this one. When you take two deadlift variant movements, being the deadlift itself and then the row, man, the deadlift's the easiest movement that we do in terms of range of motion requirements. So there isn't a whole lot of warm-up that needs to be done for that deadlift. Now, I say that tongue-in-cheek for people who that's a vulnerability for you in the past. Things go wrong with the deadlift. You know, pay attention to your particular warm-up. Make sure your back is nice and solid, hamstrings are nice and loose so you can maintain that good hip hinge throughout the whole scenario, as well as do that with the row as well. Take your time with that. If you need some more warm-up, take it. But realistically, this one shouldn't take a ton if you're not in that category. With the wall ball, hey, doing a couple of wall balls, making sure the hips open, ankles are loose, so that you can hit good position while maintaining your breathing. That's the biggest thing, making sure that chest is up, elbows are high. We'll go through that here in just a second. But that's a big active rest component of this workout. If you can be real efficient with your wall balls, great. You'll really love them and you'll be able to plow through them and get to that row real quick. If wall ball isn't your thing, yeah, you might have to take some consideration, start to look at that like as a super light front squat into a super light push press or a super light thruster, so you realize, hey, I can bash through that pretty quick while actively recovering at the same time. The row, man, all about efficiency. Make sure that you're getting into a deadlift variant with that. It's kind of weird. I can't really go back into the workout and say that the person that won had the best technique, because I don't think that was the case. She just had a monster engine. Hey, great to her, good on her. But at the same time, I'm not going to coach anybody to row like Sigmund's daughter, because I just don't think it was nearly as efficient as it could have been. Take that in consideration. Don't be one of those people, well, so-and-so did a really good one and they look like this, so I guess I'll try that because they're good, they're good at it. No, kind of break it down into the technical components so you can have efficiency. And then with a handstand push-up, just make sure that your shoulders are nice and loose and warmed up, going through any press components just to make sure that you're ready to rock and roll. Now, the things that we want to talk about a little bit are high. If you stay high in this workout, you're going to do really good. What I mean by that is stay high with your hips in the deadlift. Don't get into that low hip Olympic style deadlift, because that will just create more range of motion, wasted energy, wasted efficiency through those reps, and it's going to catch up to you and it's going to punch you in the face about rep 30. You keep a good high hip, a nice hip hinge going down so you can load that more through glutes, hamstrings, appropriately load the quads while maintaining a solid, stable core. You'll be able to cycle through those pretty good. High elbows, that's a big one. Both of the girls and kind of everybody's going down into this range of motion right here. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Keep those high elbows as much as you can. It's a 20-pound or a 14-pound ball, so there's no excuse to go low here. If I'm here, I can stay loaded through my hip for that good pop, as well as keep an upright thoracic spine on which I can expand my rib cage maximally. In a chipper, where you're gonna have that cardiovascular capability to do high repetition, hard stuff at the end, man, the way you breathe throughout the workout is really, really important. So high elbows there. Again, the row is more like a deadlift. It's kind of a deadlift variant. You want to have more of that hip hinge position when you're going back into the catch. Really be powerful from the hip to generate a lot of force into that rower, so you're staying at a high calorie per hour rate with the lowest strokes per minute possible at that high rate to really chew through those calories fast. You go into a low hip position, you're going to go back into kind of that rounded situation. It's going to be hard to breathe and you're going to be inefficient. I think you're picking up a trend here. And then high reps with your handstand push-ups. We'll talk a little bit more about this as we go to game time. With the deadlift, we look at this and we say get to 85% really fast. Okay, that means hit a big chunk of reps. I hit 20. I was hoping for 25, a little broken down from the long week. Didn't have good nutrition today, so it just wasn't in the tank for me. So I cut it at 20 and then just did quick sets of 5 quick sets of 5 to really get through that row get through the deadlifts as quickly as I can. So another way is my 20 reps got me to 85%, and then my quick sets of 5 kept me at that 85% exertion. If you've done high rep deadlift before and you go beyond the point of no return, meaning you get above 90 or 95%, you're in for a world of hurt. Don't go there and you're walking like you got something stuck you know where to your wall ball. Don't be that person. Get to 85, break appropriately, but then stay busy so you can accumulate those reps really fast. The wall ball, like we said, is active rest. Keep those elbows high so you're nice and efficient with everything, as well as breathing really well throughout the whole situation. The row, again, efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. Carol talked about it in her, hey, how are you going to prep for this, or what are the considerations? She was 100% right in saying this is actually the rest phase of the workout. I did say active rest, but realistically, as far as per repetition, the amount of rest time going back into the catch is where you're going to rest. It's where you're going to get your engine back going into this hard handstand push-up. So take her advice seriously and say, hey, be efficient with how strong you are with the pull, but more importantly, how efficient your rest time is loading back into the catch phase. Very, very important to keep this like a deadlift so you can breathe and be very, very efficient. The handstand push-ups, be great. You know, if this is your thing, if you're like, God, I just can't wait to get to the handstand push-ups, stay at that 85%, press that 85%, so you know for sure you didn't go beyond the point of no return, so you can be great at the handstand push-up when it comes time. Me, it's not my thing. It's something I'm continuously working on, so I was as great as I could be, having as much efficiency through that workout to chew through 34 reps. I think I can do this again and maybe threaten 50 or a full round, but man, gosh, I had 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I got 34 reps on my handstand push-ups. I'm going to try and somehow squeak out 5 minutes of timer that and be a little bit more efficient, but yeah, be as great as you can be to see if you can finish the round and get back to those deadlifts. Recovery situation, okay, this is where it gets a little bit more serious. We're going to have to open up the anterior hip. We think about the deadlift, we think about the wall ball, we think about the row. We're just biasing this position over and over again. And then in the handstand push-up, even going there again and jerking into potential hyperextension. We're going to have to get neutral through this spine and start to open up through the front part of the hip. So some of the things as far as opening up kind of lower abdomen psoas, definitely through rectus femoris and psoas, the hip, while maintaining that neutral spine is going to help open up the anterior hip so we can decompress the lumbar spine and be happy and healthy in this position. So any ways that we've shown that, or any ways that you learned that through various providers, that's going to be a big thing. The immediately after, that evening, the next morning, just a constant type of situation. Make sure you really recover through this area of your body. Shoulder mash, etc. You might have some soreness through the shoulders through a lot of pull or a lot of stabilization and some press. But realistically, I don't think there should be too much unless you were dealing with the vulnerability already. If you are, that's your responsibility to know exactly what to do. Mash, pin and stretch, do push-ups, do overhead work, just to kind of set that healing and be in charge of your own healing. Retest considerations, man. If there's 3 words that can really give you a good idea what needs to be done, you want to press in the beginning. Press, 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 so that you can recover in the middle efficiently so that you can crush it at the end, meaning press that deadlift and get through it. Even press that wall ball a little bit so that you can recover in your row and you have plenty of time and plenty of efficiency to bash through your handstand push-ups. Good luck, guys. Hope this all helps.